Hi, everybody, and welcome to our tarot reading. This week, I am using the Mythic Tarot, a tarot deck created around Greek mythology. And as usual, I have been shuffling our deck with a view to pull three cards that will speak to the upcoming week. Let's see what the tarot suggests we have in store. Bear with me. Okay, I'm going to cut our deck and we'll take the top three cards. The first card will look at the present moment, what's happening in our field right now. Our second card will look at the past influence that brought us here. And the third card is looking at a future potential. Remember, that can always be changed. So let's see, our first card here is the Five of Cups. Now, the fives are not the greatest of numbers. There's always some sort of turmoil around the five. So bear that in mind for a moment. Now, the Five of Cups, the cups representing the water element, this is about our intuition. It's about our fluidity, our emotions, and how we are feeling in this moment. So here we see the mythic figure of Psyche chasing after the god Eros as he departs her bedchamber. Now he's running away because when they first married, she swore never to look at him. He is a god and she is just a human, and he didn't want her to be burdened with that knowledge that she had married a god. And he'd asked her never to look at him, but she'd taken a lamp this evening and she's looked at his sleeping face and he's realized, and now he's departed, leaving her very upset. Now, obviously, she's trying to chase after him, and behind her, you can see there are four spilled cups on the ground, reflecting that disappointment and that betrayal. But there is still one cup standing, so there is still hope here. So this is the card of betrayal, a card of not necessarily betraying another person or being betrayed by another person. It could be that we've betrayed ourselves. Maybe there's something that we were meant to do for ourselves and we didn't do it. So just bear that in mind. That's circulating in the moment, that idea of some form of a betrayal. Let's see where it came from. It came from the King of Wands. Now, this is a court card. So remember, the court cards can be another person influencing us if it's not ourselves personally. Now, the king is at the end of the journey in the fire element, and the fire element obviously is all about passion and creativity. It's that flickering flame, that desire, that constant hot movement. And here we see the king represented as King Theseus of Athens. And that is typically his personality. He is somebody that's always flitting around, always doing something. He was so passionate about moving and going on different adventures as a youth. He even offered himself up to go be one of their people sacrificed to the Minotaur in Crete, except because of his ingenuity and his dynamic and passionate personality, he managed to actually overcome the Minotaur, which is how he eventually became king of Athens anyway. So here we see that dynamic, fiery energy that has obviously fed us into thinking something needed to be done in order to get where we are, which caused a sense of betrayal somehow. Let's see where it's going. Okay, we're still in the fives, unfortunately. Now, here we see the Five of Swords, the swords being the air element. So, this is about thinking. And here we have the god Apollo, the sun god, looking down at Orestes, who is kneeling at his feet. Now, Orestes in this card is quite young, and he's just discovered that his father has been murdered by his mother. And he is very depressed about it. But by law, Apollo is insisting that Orestes go and basically take vengeance for his father's death. And obviously, he's caught between a rock and a hard place here. He doesn't want to do that. But he has to, as a part of his rite of passage. It is the law. He must avenge his father's death, as sad as that sounds. So when I look at this as a reading, we've had this fiery influence with lots of creative ideas suggesting something that brought us into a feeling of betrayal, whether we betrayed ourselves, whether we betrayed someone else, or whether someone else betrayed us. So there's this sense of sadness in this card, but there's always hope with that one cup still upright. And that hope is that if we basically put our big girl, big boy panties on and do what's necessary, if we stop mulling everything around and just take action the way we have to and really should, well, then everything should work out. So the five's not the greatest of numbers, but we can actually take heed from those, and we could sail smoothly through this if we do what is expected of us, even if we don't want to. Thanks ever so much for paying attention, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.